Archeologic here is a deduction style game, and there's a lot of these games coming out now. Here, the designer of this game also designed another very popular deduction game recently. Archeologic, though, you are trying to fill a little Tetris square in before everyone else does. Sort of. Let me show you. What people are doing in this game is trying to solve a puzzle. You have all these different pieces that need to fit into this square somehow. Now, obviously, they all fit, and it's going to leave 3 open spaces, but you need to find the correct way that they go in. So I'm trying to find a, here we go. Oh, that doesn't work either. There we go. Now they all fit in. But this may be the solution. It might not be. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the solution. You also notice that there are these orange and pink spaces. These are called traps. And sometimes you might figure out a trap is at a location, and then that can help you. So, for example, if I know that these 2 traps are here, I'm pretty sure that this piece is the piece that goes there. So that's what these tokens are used for. So that is what you are trying to solve. Now let's talk about how you solve it. This here is a solution key. And you are going to be using this device here to figure out a solution. So I might, for example, say, is this piece in row D? The numbers are on one side, the rows on the other side. So I'd put this here, and I'm going to look and see if that is there at all. And it shows me that the purple, the orange trap piece of that is in D. And that's all the information I have. And so there's lots of information you can get here. There's traps, how many small pieces, how many large pieces are these pieces, the big pieces in the specific thing. But that is how you are going to solve it. You put this behind here, you put it to the letter or number that matches it, you spin the wheel to the one that you're checking, and then you'll look through these little holes to see what the solution, see what your answer is. This is how the game works here. On your turn, you are going to be asking about a specific row or column. Your piece is here, and whoever is the farthest one behind is going to go each time. You can spend a time to move this an extra spot if you want to, or you can spend 2 time to move it wherever you want to. And then the question that you ask, those different questions that are on the viewfinder, will cost you 1, 2, or 3 time. And that's it. At the end of your round, it moves to the next spot, and we continue on. And that's how you play the game. You're just going to be moving this and going until someone thinks they can get the answer, at which point they can look here or on the app to look at the solution and see if you're correct or not. If you're incorrect, well, you're out. But if you're correct, you've won the game. Now, I'm a huge fan of deduction games, and I'm giving this one a 6, but I want to explain why. Because first of all, the actual puzzle here about putting the pieces in, I love it. I love saying, okay, this piece is in this spot with 1 blue square. Okay, so you're moving things around and you're sitting there trying to move your pieces around. I put traps into different spots. And again, I use traps and all this terminology. Just basically, and you're sitting there trying to, in as few clues as possible, figure out this puzzle. And it's fun and interesting, and it's great. 9 out of 10 for that part. The problem is, I dislike a couple things. The device that you use is so fiddly. I wish you could just push the sheet in and it would lock in place, but you have to hold it while turning something. And I found that to be kind of a pain, and seeing through those holes is not particularly easy. That's a minor complaint, but it's kind of a complaint, right? And you also have to go out of your way to not accidentally see the wrong things. You got to rotate first to the row or column thing and then put things in place. But it's just fiddly-ish. But the bigger problem I have with the game is just that whole thing in the middle. I just dislike it. That whole whatever, it's on row B, but I want to use row D. Well, fine, use 2 time. Well, 2 times a big deal because I'm going to get fewer turns than other people. While if it happens to be I need to look at row D, I just found that part of the game to me was random. Why even have that there? Just let me pick any row or column I want, and then you can make the questions a certain amount of time because some questions give you more information than the others. That doesn't bother me, but it's that fact that I'm like, ooh, it's at 1. The next one is B. So on my turn, it's going to be B. And the person before me goes, I'm going to spend 2 time and move it over here. I'm like, well, I don't want that. So now I'm forced to spend time to go somewhere else. But if it is at the spot you want, you don't have to spend any time. So I just dislike those 2 things. And that brought the game down for me. Otherwise, I would have liked it. Also, the app was, I was excited. Like, oh, the app, I can just put my clues in the app. I don't have to use this device. No, it's just basically a solution. I mean, they might have fixed it since I played the game, but it was just basically a solution generator. Oh, okay. But it is kind of fun. I think I would mostly play it solo and forget everything else in there, and then I would enjoy the game more. But as a game for multiple players, which this is, I just found those things to kind of dull it, so it just becomes a 6 for me rather than something higher. So that's Archeologic.